Jam Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Jam
Krishna
Jam Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री
Hare
अद्वैत
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
गदाधर शिवासादि गौरव भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरव भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरव भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Thursday. It is 2nd of December. It is Pausha Masa or Narayana Masa. Sorry, it is 2nd of January 2025. It is Pausha Masa or Narayana Masa, Sukla Paksham and Thadiya Tithi. So there are two events today. So one is the disappearance day of Srila Jiva Goswami and Shri Jagadisha Pandita. So two great personalities were disappeared today. Okay, we shall read a few lines from the special Vaishnava days. Okay, so from Srila Prabhupada describes in his purport to Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7102. So the Vaishnavas are by far greatest philosophers in the world, and the greatest among them was Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu, whose philosophy was again presented less than 400 years later by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Maharaja. Therefore, one must know very well that Vaishnava philosophers are not sentimentalists or cheap devotees like the Sahajiyas. All the Vaishnava Acharyas were vastly learned scholars who understood the Vedanta philosophy fully. For unless one knows Vedanta philosophy, he cannot be an Acharya. To be accepted as an Acharya among Indian transcendentalists who follow the Vedic principles, one must become a vastly learned scholar in Vedanta philosophy, either by studying it or hearing it. Bhakti develops in pursuance of Vedanta philosophy. This is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1 to 12. तश्रद्धदानामुनयो ध्यानवैराग्युक्तया पश्चिन्त्यात्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया. The words bhaktya srutagruhitaya in this verse are very important, for they indicate that bhakti must be based upon the philosophy of Upanishads and Vedanta Sutra. Srila Rupa Goswami said, Sruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatri Vidhim Vina Aikantiki Harer Bhakti Utpatayaiva Kalpate. Devotional service performed without reference to the Vedas, Puranas, Pancharatras, etc. must be considered sentimentalism, and it causes nothing but disturbance to society. And further, so from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter 9, verse 32 purport, to the faithful, the Lord reveals himself in his form, quality, and pastimes. The Lord is not formless as wrongly conceived by the impersonalists, but his form is not like one that we have experienced. The Lord discloses his form even to the extent of measurement to his pure devotees, and that is the meaning of Yavan as explained by Srila Jiva Goswami, the greatest scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so this is about, and also Lord Nityananda reveals to Jiva Goswami about a special temple that is going to be appearing. So that is possibly it might be the Mayapura temple. And who is Srila Jiva Goswami? So Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu, he belongs to 1511 to 1596. So he lived for 85 years. Was the nephew of Srila Rupa Goswami, the son of his brother Sri Vallabha or Anupama. In his infancy, he had the greatest fortune of seeing Sri Chaitanya and Mahaprabhu placed his lotus feet upon the child's head, exclaiming that the boy would grow up to be a great preceptor in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. In his studies, the young Jiva excelled in all subjects, especially Sanskrit grammar, poetry, and rhetoric. So when he learned that his two uncles had taken to the path of renunciation, and that his father had passed away. Sri Jiva Goswami journeyed to Navadvipa in order to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda. When he arrived in Navadvipa, Lord Nityananda introduced Jiva to all the associates of Mahaprabhu, including Sachi Devi and Srivasa Thakura, and proceeded to take him on parikrama of Navadvipa Dhama. On the order of Nityananda, Sri Jiva Goswami went on to Varanasi to study Vedanta from Madhusudana Vachaspati, a disciple of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who had heard from his guru the divine explanations of Srimad Bhagavatam that he had received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiva mastered the same conclusions and then set out for Vrindavana to join his uncles Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana. Sri Jiva took Diksha from Srila Rupa Goswami at Sri Radha Damodar near his Bhajan Kutir and remained under his shelter and guidance until Rupa Goswami entered into Samadhi in 1564. Srila Jiva Goswami was proclaimed as the leader of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He established the uh, Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha and taught Sanskrit and Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy to eminent devotees such as Srila Narottama Das Thakura, Srila Syamananda Pandita, and Srila Srinivasacharya. Srila Jiva Goswami named Dukki Krishna Das as Shyamanand, Narottama Das as Thakur, and Sri Nivas as Acharya. By his vast erudition, he attracted scholars throughout India to study in Vraja. Thus, Vrindavana became the headquarters of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So, some of the books that he has written are the Satsandarbhas, Harinamamruta Vyakarana, Sri Madhava Mahotsava, Brahma Samhita, Tika, Gopala Chempu, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Tika, and Ujjvala Neelamani Tika, Lagu Vaishnava Toshani, Srimad Bhagavata Tika, Sarva Samvadina Tika, Gopala Tapani Tika, Gayatri Vyakya Vritti, Padma Puranastha Yogasara Stotra Tika, and Radha Krishna Archana Chandrika, Dhatu Samgraha Govinda Virudavali, Sankalpa Kalpadhruma, and Bhavadda Suchaka Champu, and Sri Radha Krishna Parapada. In Sri Radha Krishna's eternal pastimes, he serves as Srila Vilasa Manjari, and his samadhi is situated in the precincts of the Radha Damodar temple. Srila Krishnadasa Goswami made Srila Jiva Goswami's Bhajan Kutir as his samadhi. That is about Jiva Goswami. Again, there are further pastimes of Jiva Goswami and about Jagadish Pandita. So, from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 10, the trunk branches and sub branches of the Chaitanya tree. The 31st branch was Jagadisha Pandita, and the 32nd was Hiranya Mahashaya, unto whom Lord Chaitanya in his childhood showed his causeless mercy. Jagadisha Pandita was formerly a great dancer in Krishna Leela and was known as Chandrahasa. Regarding Hiranya Pandita, it is said that once when Lord Nityananda, decorated with valuable jewels, was staying at his home, all night long a great thief attempted to plunder these jewels but was unsuccessful. Later, he came to Nityananda Prabhu and surrendered unto him. And Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 14, Lord Chaitanya's childhood pastimes. In text 39, pretending to be sick, Lord asked some food from the house of Hiranya and Jagadisha on the Ekadasi day. So, purport, the Chaitanya Bhagavata Adi Kanda chapter 6 fully describes the Lord's accepting Vishnu Prasadam on the Ekadasi day at the house of Jagadisha and Hiranya. Regular prasadam is offered to Lord Vishnu on Ekadasi because although fasting is recommended for devotees on Ekadasi, it is not recommended for Lord Vishnu. Once on Ekadasi in the house of Jagadisha and Hiranya Pandita, there were arrangements for preparing special prasadam for Lord Vishnu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked his father to go there to ask for the Vishnu prasadam because he was feeling sick. The house of Jagadish and Hiranya Pandita was situated about 2 miles from the house of Jagannath Mishra. Therefore, when Jagannath Mishra on the request of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to ask Jagadish and Hiranya for the prasadam, they were a little astonished. How could the boy understand that special prasadam was being prepared for Lord Vishnu? They immediately concluded that Nimai must have supernatural mystic power. Otherwise, how could he understand that they were preparing special prasadam? Therefore, they immediately sent the food to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through his father Jagannath Mishra. Nimai was feeling sick, but immediately after eating the Vishnu prasadam, he was cured, and he also distributed the prasadam among his playmates. So in the Gaura Ganodesh Deepika, it is revealed that Jagadesha and Hiranya were wives of the Vedic Brahmanas in Krishna Lila. According to another opinion, he who was previously known as Chandrahasa, a famous dancer in Krishna Lila, is now famous as Jagadesha Pandita, who also takes great pleasure in ecstatic dancing. Okay, so that is about Jagadish Pandita. There are further descriptions as well. Okay, so we shall for now quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, saying that Parikshit, so the Narada Muni, he has got answers for all his questions about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his different energies. And then Narada further he has given to Vyasadeva, who is the Narada Praha Munaye Saraswatyaha Tate Nrupa Jhaite Brahma Paramam Vyasaya Amita Tejase. And yet Bhutaham Tvaya Prushto Vairajat Purushadidam Yatasit Tad Upakyaste Prashnan Anyam Krishna Shaha. So I will explain all these questions, whatever you have inquired from me, I will in a great detail. Prashnan Anyamsha Krishna Shaha in a great detail. Whatever the Bhagavatam, the Lord spoke to Brahma, Brahma spoke to Narada, Narada spoke to Vyasa, and the Vyasa spoke to Sukadeva Goswami. So that is Tajidam Grahyamasa Sutumatmatamparam Sarvavedi Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudritam. And that same Bhagavatam, he says to Parikshit that I will speak this one to you in a great detail. So with that one, chapter second canto, chapter 9 is completed. So now we are entering into the chapter 10, Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 10, where Sukadeva Goswami started speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So here the chapter name is the Srimad Bhagavatam is answers to all questions. Srimad Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. Okay, so starting with the verses 1 and 2 today. So here Sukadeva Goswami speaks about the 10 different, previously said that Puranam, Dasilakshanam. So those 10 topics he is going to say to Parikshit, and then further out of these 10, Ashraya, which is the 10th canto, that is in order to glorify 10th canto, all the 9 cantos, they have been explained from the Vedic references and also references from the great Acharyas. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami saying to Parikshit. श्रीसुकोवाच अत्र सर्गो विसर्गश्च स्थानं पोषणम् ऊतयः मन्वन्तरेषानुकथा निरोधो मुक्तिराश्रयः अत्र सर्गो विसर्गश्च अत्र is the So Sukadeva Goswami is by saying, Sri Sukovacha, Atra in this Srimad Bhagavatam. So this Srimad Bhagavatam contains Sargaha. Sargaha is the statement of the creation of the universe. This is the primary creation, inclusive of the three material modes of nature, Panchabhutas, five Tanmatras, and five senses, and also this all the Karanendriyas and mind, intelligence, ego. So initially, but they are mentioned as the first creation is the 16 principles, inclusive of the mind. So except the Karanendriyas and also the intelligence, ego, and the consciousness, except these three. So those 16 principles as mentioned. जगृहे पूर्वं रूपं भगवन् महदादिभिः सम्भूतं षोडशकलम् आदौ लोकशुश्रूषया. This is the षोडशकलम्. So that is the primary creation, Sargaha. And then Visargasha is the secondary creation, statement of the sub-creation or secondary creation, Visargasha, where Brahma is going to create. Before the Brahma, whatever the Lord creates, that is the primary, and whatever Brahma creates, that is the Visargasha. Sthanam is the all about the planetary systems. We got within this universe there are 14 planetary systems. Description of those things are Sthanam. And then Poshanam is the protection. So how he maintains by taking different incarnations like that, Poshanam. And Votayaha is the creative impetus. So in order to expand the progeny, so what is inspiring the Prajapatis and who is the cause for all of those things? So it explains those things. So Votayaha, and also what is the driving energy to carry out the devotional service. So for everything that it describes in this topic, Votayaha. And Manvantara is the changes of Manus. There are the 14 Manvantaras in a Brahma's day, starting from Swayambhu Manu. Now we are in the 7th Manvantara. This is the Vaivashvata Manvantara. And within this Manvantara, every Manvantara contains around 71 yugas, Chatur yugas. So now we are in the 28th cycle of Chatur Yuga, and now we are in the 20th cycle actually. Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and then Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. This is the sequence, but in this 28th cycle of Chatur Yuga, so Dwapar Yuga and Treta Yuga, they are overlapped for the arrangement that it is mentioned that for the Krishna's appearance. That is the Manvantara and Isha Anukata and the signs of God. Isha Anukataha. The signs of God, so different pastimes. And then Nirodha, going back home, back to Godhead, or the destruction, Nirodha, going back to Godhead. So once the living entity stops all his activities in this material world, he will go back to the Godhead. And Muktihi, this is complete liberation. And Ashrayaha, Samam Bhuvanam. So what is the shelter of all of these other things? What is the primary thing which would give all the knowledge and everything else? Samam Bhuvanam, the essence. This is Atra Sarga Visargasha Sthanam Poshanam Votayaha Manvantarishu Anukata Nirodha Muktirashriyaham, the 10 topics. And so translation for this was Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 divisions of statements regarding the following the creation of the universe, sub-creation, planetary systems, protection by the Lord, the creative impetus, the change of Manus, the signs of God, returning home back to Godhead, liberation, and Samambonam. And then further, Sukadeva Goswami describes that Dasimasya Visurjadham Navanam Ihalakshanam Varnayanti Mahatmanaha Shrutenadhena Chanjasa. Dasimasya Visurjadham. So, Dasimasya is the 10th canto. Dasimasya, this is Dasime Dasimam Lakshyam Asritasare Vigraham. Sri Krishna Parandhama Jagadhama Namamita, that Dasamasya. So in our 10th canto, where Krishna is glorified vividly. So in order to give more descriptions, Visujadham, to glorify the 10th canto, then Navanam Ihalakshanam, all other 9 cantos are sequentially in order for us to bring our consciousness to understand Krishna's pastimes. They are embedded in the first 9 cantos. Navanam Ihalakshanam. And all the 9 topics. So out of those 10 topics, 9 topics are described only to give Visujjadam. Dasimasya Visujjadam Navanam Ihalakshanam. Iha means in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Varnayanti Mahatmanaha, and the great sages, Mahatmanaha, they have glorified and described Srutenadhena Chanjasa. Srutena Adhena Chanjasa. So from the Vedic references and also from direct and explanations or explanations given by the previous acharyas. Likewise, they have which are given. Anjasa is the summarily descriptions by the acharyas. Likewise, in such a way, these great sages, they glorify all the 9 topics to bring the consciousness of the people to the concentrate on Krishna. Dasimasya Visujjadham, for that purpose. So Dasimasya Visujjadham Navanam Ihalakshanam Varnayanti Mahanatmanaha Srutenadhena Chanjasam. So translation for this verse. To isolate the transcendence of the Samam Bhunam, the symptoms of the rest are described sometimes by Vedic inference, sometimes by direct explanation, and sometimes by summary explanations given by the great sages. So there are no purports for these 2 verses. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, so the main purpose of main purpose is everything in the 10th canto, to glorify Krishna, to know about Krishna, everything about Krishna. Dasimamula Asritasri Vigraham Sri Krishna Parandhama Jagadhama Namamita. Okay, that is the Dasamasi Visujjadham Navana Mehalakshanam Varnayanti Mahanatmanaha Sutenadhena Chanjasa. So all the 10 topics. So Atra Sargo Visargasha Sthanam Poshanam Vutayaha Manvantara Ishanukata Nirodho Muktihi Ashrayaha. Okay, these are the 10 topics. So it will be further described by Sukadeva Goswami later on. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, we shall continue further tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, we shall quickly move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is a letter to Achyutananda, June 14th, 1970, Los Angeles. It's a long letter. Can I request 2 devotees to take it and do we have Hangma Mataji? Okay. And Asha Mataji. So Hangma Mataji read from top to until here. Until this paragraph. Arrangement for their studying, and later on Asha Mataji reads. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hangma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My dear Achyutananda, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter undated in which you have acknowledged to have received my letter of the 2nd June 1970. Previous to this, also, I received one letter from you, probably from Krishnanagar. I am glad to learn that the land negotiation is complete and the registration might have already taken place by this time. I am so much thankful to Colonel R.K. Datta that he has taken care for drafting the deed of conveyance. I am also glad to learn that your preaching work under the guidance of Mr. Ghosh also is going nicely. By these activities, you are rendering the best service to my spiritual master, and certainly he will be very much pleased to bestow upon you all blessings. Perhaps you know the Vedic verse, Yashe deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasta ete kathita hi artha prakashante mahatmanaha. Anyone who has got full faith in Supreme Personality of Godhead and similar faith in the spiritual master, to him the secret of Vedic knowledge becomes revealed. The Supreme Spiritual Master is Krishna himself, and the chain of disciplic succession is the dearmost confidential servant of Krishna. So whatever you are doing under my direction, it is going to my spiritual master and thus up to Goswamis and then to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya or Krishna. I have marked very mindfully that you have a tendency to push rightly the words of Lord Chaitanya, and that will make your life successful. The songs which you are singing in the meetings are all approved. I am also recording these songs on tapes. If you want such tapes, then I will send you. Perhaps you have seen the article in Kalyana about my activities in the Western countries, and this will greatly help you in your propaganda work. Just on receipt of this letter, uh, under reply, I have advised Garga Muni to send a telegram to Jayapataka which reads as follows: Immediately start for India. Achyutananda's letter favorable. Please reply telegram Gargamuni. So far, Nanda Kumar is concerned. He has now decided to get himself married. So I think you are not in favor of Grihasthas because you are rigid Brahmachari. So let Jayapataka immediately go to India. In the meantime, I am arranging for another 10 brahmacharis for going to India, which may take a little time for formalities of taking visa, etc. But rest assured, as many brahmacharis you want will go to India provided you make nice arrangement for their staying.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Please contemplate and take your points. Meanwhile, Asha Mata is going to read the rest of the letter. Hare Krishna, Asha Mataji.
But by this time, you have experience of our Indian standard of life and your standard of life in America. So you will have to take little trouble to adjust their habit. As you will be the head brahmachari, you should learn to tolerate. Lord Chaitanya has advised us, therefore, api sunichana tarorapi shaki shuna. So whatever condition we may be, we must push on the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will glad to know that your both brothers here in America and you are doing very nicely. Recently, we have opened a branch in Copenhagen, Denmark, and just after Radha Yatra festival, there will be another 2 or 3 branches in England, Birmingham, Liverpool, etc. In America also recently we have opened a branch on the west coast in San Diego. The boy in charge of the center, Srimad Tulsidas Brahmachari, is very nice boy, and he has been given 3 assistants. And by the grace of Krishna, within a month he is already stabilized. I am just sending you a copy of his letter received yesterday. How this boy has very shortly understood the whole philosophy and has taken the risk of opening a branch. Similarly, I am initiating just now just one student from America. Most probably, I shall send him either to the Soviet countries or to Egypt. Our preaching in Japan is going to nice. Similarly, in Sydney, it is going on nicely. So by the probably if we could move a little bit. So by the probably I shall send him either to the Soviet countries or to the East. Our preaching in Japan is going on nicely. Similarly, in Sydney, it is going on nicely. So by the divine grace, Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Dakura, we are expanding all over the world and we are getting good response. Now for India, I am counting upon you. So far, you have done it very satisfactory to me, but we should always be careful about our responsibility. It is said in the scriptures that spiritual life is just like handling a sharpened razor. If we handle it nicely, we, we become cleanly shaved. But a little inattention causes bloodstain. So you will always remember this maxim and depend on Krishna and the Acharya and make your life progress. Regarding your inquiry about returning the stipend to Delmia, I do not think there is necessity. The brahmacharis and sannyasis can take help from the society at large, and the grahasthas are meant for treating the brahmacharis and sannyas as their children. Regarding the other side, land, I think you can negotiate, and as soon as the negotiation is complete, you can advance uh, um, um, some money. The examine the deeds as usual, and then you can purchase. I have no objection. I think because the article is Kalyana has given us some publicity, you can collect the purchasing money locally with the help of Japatha. If not, we will arrange for the money from you. Your idea for making our Mayapur adventure as Vaishnava University.
Your Reverend Shri
Thank
Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
you.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Please contemplate on the takeaway points. So Hangma Mataji is going to say, and we'll come back to you. Hangma Mataji, any points you wanted to mention?
Yes, so in this letter, first, Srila Prabhupada ji, he is very satisfied with how the preaching work is going, and how, because of Krishna's mercy, everything is going smoothly, like the land negotiation was also completed and registration of such. And so whenever you are doing God's work, whenever you are doing Lord's work, if you have faith in him, then he will also help you out. And if we are carrying out any activities, then that is like, if we are carrying out any services of our master, then that service is as if like directly serving Lord Krishna himself as well. So that is because of disciplic succession. So even if we are doing any activities for, even for our master, that is like serving his master and then his master and then ultimately to Lord Krishna. And yes, Prabhuji, that's it. And then in the later paragraphs, he has mentioned that he approves of the his singing, and he is also and yes, he is willing to provide what other songs can be recorded as well. So yes, Prabhuji, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You wanted to add any other points in the further of these paragraphs?
In other points, probably I didn't. It was so long, so I didn't catch much of the point. So sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, sure, Mataji. Thank you. Asha Mataji, you wanted to add any more?
It's about I find it hard as well. There are so many points Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that he opened so many ISKCON branches in all over the world. So he's mentioned that he opened one in Denmark after the Radha Yatra festival, and a few more in England, Birmingham and Liverpool, and also in America. And from the American San Diego branch, the brahmachari looking after Srila Prabhupada is so happy with him. His name is Srimad Tulsidas. And Srila Prabhupada mentioning that he is a very nice voice, and with 3 assistants is and with Krishna's mercy is doing very well. He learned everything very quickly, and he established this center very well because he understood the philosophy very soon. So he is doing very well. So Srila Prabhupada is so happy with him. And he wants to send his newly initiated devotees to Egypt and Japan to preach. And also he's mentioning that in Australia, Sydney branch also doing very nice, because it's all because his Guru Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So his mercy only, the mission is expanding everywhere. And for India, Srila Prabhupada is counting him, like he wants him to do well. So he's already doing well, and he's already satisfaction with Prabhupada. So he mentioning that he has to be very careful about our responsibility. He's giving an example. It's about shaving with a sharpened razor. So we got to be very careful. If we do very carefully, then we can be very clean. We can be clean shaved. Otherwise, we'll wound and it'll be very bad. So we'll get blood stains. So he has to make sure that think about this exam, and always depend on Krishna and Acharya. So they will make everybody's life progressive in a right. And returning about, I don't know about what is stipend or whatever. So
It's a
he said
stipend for expenses kind of thing.
okay, that he said is not necessary, because he's sannyasis and brahmachari, they can take money or anything from the societies, especially the grahastha. They should treat them like their children, so they should offer money and other help to brahmacharis and sannyas. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioning about the negotiation about the land. He said he will send some money. Otherwise, he said from the article Kalyan, he said there from the publicity he gets some money from that, because he some money, or he can help help from Jayapataka. If not, then he will send some money from there. So the Prabhu's idea is making our Mayapura adventure as Vaishnava is Mayapura adventure as a Vaishnava university. That is welcoming, and is so pleased with. That's all I can understand, Prabhu. Please elaborate and explain.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly describing and explaining this letter. Okay, any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So that just always have faith in the Krishna and Guru. Yasya deve para bhaktiri yatha deve tata guru tasyaite karita hirdaha prakashanti mahatmanaha. When we have got unflinching faith on Krishna and Acharya and Guru, then everything will come in perfect. Prakashanti mahatmanaha. All the knowledge also will be revealed. And then all the blessings so that he can carry out his activities without any hindrance. Okay, so this is the ones, this is the power of acharyas. Okay, and then further, so just it is kind of arrangements in India so to propagate Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada is giving an example how this Tulsidas Brahmachari is just within 1 month, he is stabilized and he is expanding. He is ready to open a branch. Likewise, to inspire Achyutananda, giving an example so that Achyutananda can do better in India to propagate. Okay, that is one point. And then further, but because he is from America, so when he is working and propagating in India, he needs to be a bit tolerant. This all conditions, the environment and people, it is not that might be favorable to him because the way he lived in America. So but he has to adjust their habits. So at the time, Trunadapi Sunitena Tarorapi Sahishnana, tolerate those things upcomings and then continue the push on the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is, we have to tolerate. We belong to, for example, India. If you have come here, so here these things are different. We need to tolerate some of those things. At the same time, not take advantage of all the comforts to enjoy the sense gratification. Just simply tolerate, take as much as needed, and push on mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, and then likewise, Prabhupada giving different examples of spreading Krishna consciousness in different countries and places. And then further again, spiritual life is always needs to be cautious. We should be very careful whether we are dealing with the devotees or non-devotees. Just as first of all, by the symptoms, what they speak, what is their behavior, and what are their habits. By knowing that, we need to whether to take their association or not. We need to be careful. And then if we are devotees, we do not make any offenses, and then that will hamper our devotional life. Sometimes it will make us too far away from the devotees association as well. So we should not offend any devotees at any point of life, knowingly or unknowingly. But that's why we need to always invite the devotees to our home and then do bhajans, Hari Kirtana, something like that, so that if there are any faults or mistakes, any doshas, they will be nullified. Sangha dosha harahite. Sanghateshu adite prajya sangha dosha harahite. Then life will be again peaceful. So we may think that we have not done any mistakes to any devotees, but that is not it. Unknowingly, we might have some people might have taken in another angle. So when we are performing bhajans at home, then those things will be completely cleared out. But those offenses, they will come in a different dimensions in our life, either through the problems to the work, problems through the family, problems through the strangers, problems through diseases, like that. We need to be careful of. That's why always serving the devotees, it is essence. Nowadays, people will go, there are so many worship of this. If you worship this demigod, this will be cured out of these problems and you will get money. So many things, but that is not the main thing. They are temporary. It is Hridajnanaha prapadyanti anya devataha. Whose intelligence is lost, they surrender to themselves to different demigods. But here, this is the serving to the devotees of the Lord. It is Mahat Seva. When we do Mahat Seva, Sangha dosha harahite. All these kind of things will be completely cleared out. We do the bhajans, glorifying Krishna at the same time, one in everything. It is Mahat Seva. So that is it is a sharp advantage. We need to take the advantage just to only cleanly shave. We do not take any inattention, something like that. Okay, this is another thing is the Mayapur Adventure as the Vaishnava University. It is very beautiful. So at the moment it is there, but it would be very wonderful. And my hope is just to have at least one university per district in each and every state throughout the country. Then all Vaishnavas will flourish in the country and throughout the world. So if we have like that, we see all prosperous countries. So Vaishnavas University and Vaishnavi University for the women and for the men, two different men's university and women university. If we have like that, everything will come perfect. I don't know how it is, we are dreaming, but hope it will happen in the future, in sooner. Okay, these are my takeaway points. And dear devotees, if you have got any points or you wanted to share anything else on this letter, kindly share or add. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no additions or sharings, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone. And also just to mention is today evening we have got Krishna book reading at 8 p.m. by Shyam Gudwara Prabhuji and Ramnath Sukh Prabhuji. That's all. Okay.